Welcome back to Chronicles on the Focus, the podcast that dives deep into the lives and works of history's most fascinating figures. I'm your host, Bob, and with me as always is the ever-brilliant Alice.
And hello everyone. Today, Bob, we're tackling a titan of classical music, the one, the only, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Prepare yourselves for a whirlwind tour of his life, music, and some seriously quirky facts.
Indeed, Mozart, a name synonymous with musical genius. But even the most ardent classical music fan might not know the full extent of his incredible story. Did you know, Alice, that his baptismal name was actually Johannes Chrysostomus Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart? Quite a mouthful.
A true tongue twister. And it only gets more interesting. This wasn't just some kid who could play a bit of piano. By age 5, he was composing. Can you even imagine? I was still trying to master the art of not dropping my spoon at that age. His father, Leopold, was a shrewd promoter, taking young Wolfgang and his equally talented sister Nannerl on extensive tours across Europe. Think of it as the 18th century equivalent of a grueling reality TV show, but with more harpsichords.
Exactly. Imagine the pressure, constantly performing for royalty, traveling in sometimes rough conditions. One might think all this touring would lead to burnout, but no, it fueled his creativity. He wrote his first symphony around the age of 8, a staggering feat, and his travels had a huge impact on his music. He absorbed influences from many different composers and cultures. He even met Johann Christian Bach in London. Quite the musical power couple in the making.
Speaking of influences, let's talk about his operas. The Marriage of Figaro, Don Giovanni, The Magic Flute, absolute masterpieces, and still performed and adored all over the world. But here's a fun fact: there's a running joke amongst musicians about Mozart and his deadlines. Supposedly, he was notorious for being incredibly prolific but also notoriously bad at meeting deadlines.
Ha! A true composer's temperament, I suppose. And let's not forget Eine kleine Nachtmusik, or A Little Night Music. Such a charming, delightful piece, yet its origins are somewhat mysterious. It's not even clear what the serenade was originally intended for. Was it for a casual evening? A grand celebration? The mystery only adds to its allure.
And then there's the Requiem, his unfinished masterpiece, shrouded in mystery and myth. The circumstances surrounding its composition and his untimely death at just 35 are still debated to this day. Did he actually know he was writing his own musical swan song? Did someone else finish it? It's chilling and captivating stuff. The sheer volume of his output is astonishing, over 800 works. He really did cram a lifetime's worth of creativity into his relatively short existence.
Absolutely. A legacy that continues to inspire and enchant centuries later. Mozart's music is more than just notes on a page. It's a window into a brilliant, complex, and ultimately enigmatic mind. And that, listeners, is why we'll always be captivated by the legend of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Thanks for joining us on Chronicles on the Focus. Until next time, keep those musical minds curious.